If you're a beginner and you want to learn how to improvise your own guitar solos, then this is the video for you. I'm going to show you a simple and modern approach to learning improvisation I call the 4-level method. And by the end of this lesson, I guarantee you will be improvising. All right, the very first thing we need to do is find the key of the song or backing track we want to improvise along to. You can totally just look it up, that works, but I want to show you how you can do it yourself really quickly because it's a very useful skill to have anyway. So the method I use requires us to know two things. The first is some way to find the note names on the high E string. So I like to use my fret markers and learn those, memorize those first, and then I can kind of count up or down based on that fret marker. You can also go right from the open string and count all the way up too. It's not about being fast, it's just about being able to find the notes. The other thing we need to know is a simple major scale shape. The one we'll use looks like this, starting on the 9th fret here. Now, if I move this shape up or down the fretboard, whichever note it starts or ends on is the name of the scale. So where we just were here, this note that we're ending on is the same note as we started on. And that is an E note, meaning this is an E major scale. If I were to slide this down and go, say, here on the 5th fret, well, what note am I ending that scale on? Here, let's play the scale. What note am I ending on here? Well, it's the 8th fret. That would be a C note, meaning this is a C major scale. Now, every single song or track will have one spot on the fretboard where this major scale fits. It doesn't matter if it's in a major key or a minor key, there will always be one spot. Now, all we have to do is pull up any song and move this scale up and down the fretboard until it fits perfectly. So let's just start the scale here on the 5th fret. That sounds pretty bad. And what we're looking for is every note to line up and sound like it fits over the song. Nope. Still doesn't sound good. It still sounds wrong, right? A little off. That sounds pretty good. Let's listen to every note. All those notes sound like they fit. So this would be, over the song we're playing, the one spot it fits. So E major. By the way, you can download this track for free along with a couple others down in the description. It's part of the Slow Pop track pack. Okay, it's time to start soloing. You don't have to, but feel free to grab your guitar and play along with me as we go through all of this if you want. So we're gonna stick to that same track, which, if you hadn't noticed, is basically just John Mayer's Slow Dancing in a Burning Room. And this is where our 4-level method comes in. So level 1 is simple. We turn on the track and you just play the major scale forwards and backwards. Go as fast or slow as you want. Speed doesn't matter here. It's just about going up and down the scale. Take your time here. If you're not feeling super comfortable, that is totally okay. You can just chill at this level for a while until you're ready to move on to level 2. Now, for level 2, we're going to target specific notes in the scale. These notes are called chord tones, and we'll be keeping it very simple and just hitting the root notes of each chord. So our chord progression here that we're playing over, it has the chords C sharp minor, A major, and E major, which means we need to find a C sharp note, an A note, and an E note within our major scale. So here is our C sharp note to play over the C sharp minor chord. Here's our A note for the A major chord, and our E note is actually in 2 places. So we can play either of them over the E major chord. Now, all we're going to do for level 2 is play each of these notes as each chord comes along. Nice. Once again, if this is the limit for you, no problem. Stick to the first 2 levels until you're nice and comfortable. For level 3, things are going to get a little spicy. We'll still be playing those root notes, but also we're going to be adding any random note from our scale between each chord tone. It doesn't matter which one as long as it's another note in the scale. This level is pretty tough, so be patient with yourself as you're getting the hang of it. Congratulations, you are officially improvising. I'd really recommend spending some extra time here. And if you can, even try working your way up to playing 2 or 3 random notes between each chord tone, especially after that C sharp where there's a little bit of a longer space. For level 4, our final level, you have complete freedom. So that means you can choose to hit the chord tones or not. I want you to try building little groups of notes that sound like melodies. Just do your best to spread your creative wings, and above all, listen to how each note you choose to play interacts with each chord. And that's the method. What you want to do next is work on both levels 3 and 4 together, alternating between them to build your pure creative skills with level 4 at the same time as you build your more intentional targeted chord tone skills with level 3. The combination of these two is what will turn you into an incredible improviser. Now, we've kept things pretty limited so far by sticking to just this one small scale shape. So let's add one final layer on top just to give you a little more to work with. So you can see this is just the small major scale shape we've been using, and right on top, we're gonna lay our standard pentatonic scale, just like this. It all just fits together like a glove. Check this out. All of those notes are completely safe to play around with. You can still use the smaller major scale shape as your primary tool here, and then have that pentatonic available for either some additional notes between your chord tones or when you're practicing with level 4. This is the very start of something I call the home bass, which is actually the core of my entire teaching method. The idea being this one incredibly comfortable and familiar shape that stays consistent no matter what you're playing. Any key, any genre, the home bass always works. And ultimately, it completely simplifies soloing. Now, I have an entire course on all of this called Soloing Made Simple, where I'll take you by the hand and walk you step by step through this entire method, beginning to end. We'll start really small and slowly build up our home bass into this versatile shape that allows you to play freely across the entire fretboard. I know there are a ton of other courses out there to choose from, but if clarity and real world results are what you're looking looking for, then I truly believe nothing does it better than this course. So if you want to give Soloing Made Simple a try, then click on the link at the top of the description and use coupon code 2025 at checkout to get an extra 20% off. It's also backed by a 14-day no questions asked money back guarantee, so you can try it out completely risk-free and be sure it's as good as I say it is. All right, one last thing I want to mention is applying all of this to other songs, because not every song is slow dancing in a burning room. It's very simple. Turn on the song or track you want to play over. Find the key by playing that small major scale shape up or down the neck. This might take a little bit, so don't rush it. Once it sounds like every note fits, follow the 4-level method. And feel free to add that pentatonic shape right on top as well. Everything about the shape stays the same. I also, of course, cover all of this much slower with more songs and more in depth in Soloing Made Simple as well. From here, if you're not going the Soloing Made Simple route, I'd recommend you watch this video. I think it'll be a really good next step for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.